All right, are we live? We live. We live, man. We live. We're live. Happy motherfucking New Year 2026. This is your boy Savar Matner. Oh, damn. Hold on, guys. Little playback there. I keep getting to turn that down. I am here coming to you live from inside my office for at least 45 minutes. I do appreciate every one of you that has been on my channel as a subscriber or supporter. What's up, Jamal? And been supporting me since day one, and I'm back. Football season for the Falcons, as you know, is over. So that means I'm gonna start having more time to produce some content, since I'm not gonna be bound with football, traveling to games as a season ticket holder and things like that. So now I can start back pumping out content, fitness content, reaction content, more live stream. Kids are back in school. The holiday breaks is over. And today I'm going to cover a few topics. But first things first, I want to just say something. And this isn't, I'm not speaking for the Atlanta Falcons. All right. I'm just a season ticket holder and things like that. I'm not speaking on behalf of the team. But as a fan and as someone that does a lot of volunteer things for the organization, via on Sundays, with Rise Up with the flag crew, shout out to Miss Sunny and all that personnel involved with that. I volunteer my time, I pay my money and tickets and shit like that. As a season ticket holder and being able to interact with some of the players as from a fan's point of view. Got to see Raheem Morris a couple of times. Got to see Terry Funner. Terry done signed a few of my things back behind me and everything. And every time he would see me before the game, while I'm waiting to do flag crew duties with the flag crew personnel and everybody that volunteers on Sundays when we do that, Raheem will always shake my hand. I always have a smile on his face. Always has something nice to say. Knowing that Sunday was going to be his last game for that man, and same for Terry Fontenot to show up with smiles on their faces and shit, and for us to beat the Saints, and then for Raheem to do what he normally does and give out game balls and keep a positive look on his face, man, that takes a lot of grit and a lot of guts, knowing that you're probably going to be on the chopping block and then you're probably going to be going somewhere else to either be a defensive coordinator or another head coach. And it could be the last time he do both. Well, I can say, but we have some interviews coming up. And, and same for Terry. Terry doesn't know if he's going to be GM again, thing like that. So I just want to say, appreciate the interactions that I got to see when being a part of the Atlanta Falcons, and me being a fan, me being able to see them on Sundays down there outside the locker room. They would come out, go to the field. And that's going to be moments that I cherish, because they don't have to stop and shake your hand or give you a dap or a hug or smile and nothing. They can just go onto the field and do their job. But they always took time when fans was around to at least acknowledge that you was there. So I'm going to talk about the Falcons here later. If not, I will be back tomorrow and Friday. I got a couple of days of freedom, so I plan on streaming for both days if I don't cover everything today. I want to talk about Dragon Ball. I want to talk about what's going on now, fucking economy. I listen. This Venezuela shit is just fucking crazy. And then I want to talk about the outlook of 2026 and what do I believe is going to probably be a year that could be very productive for a lot of us, in a year that could be very devastating, even worse than last year for a lot of us. So, but let me talk about Dragon Ball real quick. There is a lot of shit that's about to hit the frying pan. Okay, I know a lot of you know that there's a big announcement coming up here at the fucking, I don't know, it's a Comic-Con, the Jump Festival, whatever the fuck they have in January. I don't follow all the festivals and Comic-Cons and shit. I know they have them around this time. What I do know is that there's a lot of rumors, there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of gossip, there's a lot of third-hand party gossip. Now, I listen to some rumors because some rumors have some validity behind them. And for someone as myself to kind of know a couple of people, because my daughter attends school with one of these particular personnels who is related to one of the voice actors that do some voice acting for Funimation that live out here in Atlanta. Some things I take with a grain of salt, and a lot of things I don't like to put a lot of emphasis on. I'm gonna give you a summary of what we know. We know there's gonna be an announcement coming. We don't know exactly what that might pertains. We do know a lot of people want Super to come back. We do know a lot of people for some reason want Daima to come back. I don't understand. That was Super Saiyan 4 and Daima was the most horrific fucking thing that fucking everybody wants Moro and Granola arcs to be put into the anime. Everybody want movies. Like there is a lot of different moving parts. Some people want another game. Some people want a remake of Super. There's a lot of things out there. What the rumors are is that there's a video game in the works. There is a massive update that's coming to Dragon Ball Fighters. There is also talks of a couple of movies. There's also talks of Super coming back into the animated world. There's also talks of the manga continuing. All right. Those are the main rumors spreading around. The newest rumors are there's talks about Dragon Ball Super getting a remake. There's talk about Daima coming back for some odd reason. There is talks about fucking Goku having his own spin-off and continuities. There's a lot of conception going on. Now I'm gonna tell you what I heard and what I think is the most likely thing to happen. And once again, this is just what we heard. Can nobody confirm this unless you actually have people planted inside of the business. Okay. From what I was told, the manga's returning. Okay. What I have been told is that Toritaro never stopped working on the manga. He continued drawing, even though everything was on hiatus. And what I was being told that the manga's going to come back, it's going to just go all the way through. I was also told that Super has been in production for a while, but that doesn't mean that it's going to get a slot to come back for an animated syndication. I was also told that some of the voice actors want more money. And if you can't have voice actors to voice characters, then the anime might not come back. And some of these actors, especially in the Japanese dub, the old lady that Masakawa outside, what the fucking name is, the old lady that played Goku's like almost 90 years old. Then there's a few voice actors that have passed since then. So there is a lot of things about the anime that still has to be sorted out. What I was told doesn't mean that it can't come back. I don't think that's going to be a priority right now. The movie could be a different thing. We don't know exactly what the movie, if it is going to be a movie, what the movie's going to pertain to. At least I don't have no knowledge of that. Really wasn't told about a particular script for a movie. But if I have to go on a hunch, you look at, we got Cell, you look at, we got Frieza. Daima was another Boo arc, which I called that before Daima even came out. Back there, I think the next villain in the Dragon Ball franchise, even though I was talking about Super, should be Boo. They went back and pretty much did a Boo arc and did it in Daima. Okay, even though it's about the Supreme Kai, all that bullshit. So there's a talk of a movie. Don't know what it is. Don't know nothing about it. People want Cooler to come back. Could be. We don't know. I have heard rumblings of that too. The thing that I am really keying in on is the possibility. It's a pretty good possibility of the announcement of Xenoverse 3. There's only so much you guys can do with Xenoverse 2. I have both 1 and 2. I haven't played 2 in a long time because people tend to spam the same shit and they hack shit. So I stopped playing Xenoverse 2 after shit. I want to say 2019, 2020. I haven't played it in years because of all of that. But it's been constantly getting updated, patch. They always add something to Xenoverse That's a big server, right? But there's only so much you can do before fans get tired of playing the same game with just updates. So a lot of fans have been complaining they want Xenoverse 3. That is more likely of a 50% chance of an announcement of possibility of Xenoverse 3. Fighters is getting a massive update. I'm looking at my game because I was just playing Fighters. Fighters is getting a massive update. Super Saiyan 4 from Daima is going to be put in there. But there's also talk of a Daima, whole new Daima DLC pack coming, as well as maybe them implicating a Daima storyline and possibly maybe updating. You know how you got not Dragon Ball, Street Fighter 4, then Super Street Fighter 4, then Ultra Street Fighter 4, and each time it updated, you got more and more and more. There's talks of something like that, maybe an Ultra Super Dragon Ball Fighters, some that's in the works. We do know it's getting an update though. We do know that. I wouldn't be surprised they give you Dragon Ball Fighters 2 and then put the whole Diamond story in there. Don't be surprised if they announce that as well. So that's all that I know. I'm not gonna sit here and what's up, geek? I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's been confirmed because I don't do that shit. I'm just telling you what I was told, what I was heard. Then if you look at all the rumors, you take a consensus, you can start narrowing in. Okay, well maybe there's some truth about a game coming out. Maybe there's some truth about the manga continuing. Which, if I'm a betting man, I will go 50% chance that they're going to announce something about that. I'll go less than 50% chance of a anime, and maybe right at a 50% chance of a movie being announced. That's why I wouldn't say it's 100% guarantee we getting Super back, and there's 100% guarantee we're getting this back. You always have to be prepared to receive the news that you don't want to hear. And especially with Dragon Ball, there's still a lot of stuff going on with the rights and all that shit. Shueisha on the rights, but Toriyama's family is in litigation with a lot of shit. So you can't just say 100% that's going to happen. All right. But I'm just telling you what I know, what I have heard. And if I'm a betting man, game announcement probably, manga continuation or a manga announcement. A lot of people want that Granola / Marvel arc to be an animated series if it comes back. If I'm a betting man and the anime does come back, I will hang my head on them doing that, or giving you the Marvel arc and the Granola arc in a movie, or better yet, they can have them dubbed the Lost arcs, right? Let's say they come back, if they want to continue Super, they pick it up right now and pretty much go into the Black Frieza arc. And then once Super ends, they can release the Lost arc, the Lost sagas of Marvel and Granola. They done it when GT first came to America. I don't know if you guys remember. Dragon Ball GT picked up in the baby arc. It left out the Black Star saga, the Black Star Dragon Ball saga. You know, when they went and fought General Rildo and all those guys, they left that out. It pretty much picked up with the baby arc pretty much and kind of just ran on through. And then over time, when both box sets came out with all 64 episodes, you had that first 20 episodes that was missing from the original Dragon Ball GT. So they might do that. They could do that. We do not know. So there's a lot coming out. I would, yeah. I would keep my expectations of blockbuster news at a very conservative level. I wouldn't just go all in and expect a lot of shit. So that's what I think is going to happen. That's what I was told that might happen. And I'm leaning to incline that at least 2 to 3 things I was told is probably going to happen. Now, let's talk about what's going on in our world that is known as America. Okay. First off, I'm a little bit optimistic about the year. This is an election year, a midterm for Congress. Okay. For the House, for the Senate. Gas is going down. We just basically took over Venezuela. All right, and I'm gonna talk about that here in more in detail shortly, because I got a feeling that's gonna come back in a not so pleasant way if things don't go the way that Trump and them think it needs to go. Okay. We done took the oil refineries and oil rigs and shit down there. So we're making revenue off the oil, which is also giving Venezuela some revenue. Okay. We went after the defunct president because he really didn't win the election. He just kind of hijacked his country and took it. I don't think Trump should use the military for that, even though charges were brought against him in the first term. And a lot of this is to deflect from the Epstein files. I'm just going to be blunt. A lot of this shit that's going on is to deflect from the Epstein case. And I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of this is also going on because it's an election. Fix my chain here in a second. I see we're crooked. It's an election cycle. Okay. That's why this is going the fuck on, in my opinion. Because Trump got to save face. Well, you got to bring gas down. Well, Venezuela is like most of that country is oil. And so we're going to go there and take the oil, right? Maduro then won on conspiracy to send drugs into America and all types of shit. So he had a reason to go after him. Now, the guy can plead international immunity, which I think he's going to probably do. But Trump got what he wanted out of that is oil. Okay, oil and then negotiation rights. Okay. But the problem is, what you going to do about these tariffs? What are you going to do about everything else? I just seen RFK coming on talking about adding more protein to foods and staying away from high processed carbohydrates. You know, the shit, ultra processed carbohydrates, you know, like soda water. You know, this is a diet soda water, but like soda water, Pop-Tarts and all that shit, and try to make it more of a healthy selection, which I'm all for that. As a personal trainer, health is health, health is wealth. I'm all for that. But the vaccines, I mean, flu is on a rampage right now, but saving that for another stream. I don't want to get sideways. But he was just on. Then I seen Marco Rubio and Pete himself talking about, you know, maybe taking Colombia and Cuba and all the other countries, Greenland. And I'm gonna be the first one to tell you this. If we do what we did to Venezuela, and then we try to show our dicks and flex and take these countries, eventually we're going to run into an issue where NATO is going to take offense to that. And we might be the most powerful, well, country in the world. I do believe that. But I don't think we have still the most powerful military in the world. Okay. There are a lot of resources that went out to other countries. And now a lot of money went towards our military. Now, Trump did give them a big package deal not that long ago. But you mean to tell me you think China ain't been improving weapons? They may not show everything that they have, so we can't underestimate them. You think Russia ain't been improving their military operations? We like to flex and show what we have. Most of those countries don't want to show what they have. And so if we go into Iran and go into Cuba and go into Colombia, spread the military around, sparse them out and shit, what do you think might happen? Well, will they be enough military personnel here to defend the actual mainland? The National Guard is patrolling the borders. You're going to strip them from the borders? So I think a lot of this is because Trump is trying to deflect from a lot of shit. I hope he doesn't do, because it's not going to be the return on investment that he wants. And it could really open up America to have a very devastating year in terms of security, in terms of food prices, because war costs money. War costs money. We go to war, it costs us money. And America is in a lot of debt, trillions. You know, Russia's not in that type of debt. China's not in that type of debt. We're in a lot of debt. We owe a lot of countries a lot of money. And trying to strong arm other countries because we want resources and trying to say that drugs is coming from this country, drug is coming from that country. That's just a recipe for a disaster in my book. If Republicans want to keep control of the House and the Senate, the first thing they need to do is rein Donald Trump in a little bit and rein in Pete himself and rein in Marco Rubio and rein in Pam Bondi. Okay, I'm just going to be blunt. You have to rein them in because you're letting them run wild. And it's just a matter of time before they come back to bite you in the ass. I don't know if you guys been paying attention. There was just a shooting in Minneapolis right before I came on, where a ICE agents, I don't know if it's one or multiple, got into a shootout, pretty much. I guess with an immigrant they was trying to apprehend. Like, people are at that point to where they are tired and fed up with being told what to do. You going in people's homes, trying to take people out of their homes, and a lot of people are starting to arm themselves, and they'll go out in a blaze of glory, and they'll probably take some federal agents with them. And honestly, it's not really worth it. It's not really worth it. But there has to be some type of reining in your president. I'm just gonna put it that way. There are a lot of people, Republicans, that can't afford their health care premiums no more because they was on Obamacare. They knew that was a temporary thing. The subsidies done went off, so their health care prices went up. I seen a story about a Republican and the husband. They're sick. I think one of them has cancer. Republicans. Trump doesn't care. Republicans don't care. Mike Johnson do not care. They get health care. They don't give a fuck. You know, the American people don't get the same health care as Congress. You know, the people that we elect up there and that our tax dollars pay for their health care insurance. I'm just putting it out there so you guys can understand. And that's why the Republicans are probably going to lose the House, which give the Democrats the purse, and the Democrats have power in one of the chambers, which offsets some of Donald Trump proposals, which is what Donald Trump really doesn't want, or no Republican really want. That's a MAGA supporter, because that means now Trump has to give back to the Democrats in order to get his back rubbed, and vice versa. There's going to be more stalemates going on, and shit's not going to get done because nobody's going to be on the same page. But because of all that could be on the horizon, I believe the Republicans are going to do the right thing for the most part and rein in their president before it gets out of control. Ultimately, the Republicans have the power to impeach Donald Trump. The Republicans, not Democrats. Republicans have to do it. Democrats, not you. If Trump continues to I'm just going to use the military at my disposal, which he really fucking can't. Some of that shit got to be passed by Congress, by the way. Especially when you invade countries, you know, you got to have Congress approval for that shit. Some executive orders will allow you to manipulate some of that. We talking about putting boots on the ground and fucking going in and fucking striking shit and blowing up shit. That's a Congress approved issue. That's a Congress thing, you know. So he did that, the Venezuelan shit, without Congress approval while they was on vacation, which is fucked up. But I'm still gonna hold off to some hope of optimisticity. That ain't no word. Did you be optimistic about 2026? A lot of us are starting the year kind of slow. A lot of us are kind of on pins and needles, unless you like the 1%, the upper echelon. You're just rich and you ain't got to worry about shit. A lot of us are already kind of worried about how 2026 might pan out. I'm optimistic. I'm going to say I think things are going to get better. I believe the tariffs are going to come down because, honestly, if Trump want to keep his House and Senate Republican ran, tariffs got to come way down, way down. Having the Fed chair drop the interest rate to combat inflation is one thing. But if the prices ain't starting to show in the store that things are getting better with the prices coming down, then that's a bad thing. Now, people can stop shopping, which will force them to drop some of the prices because they'll start losing business, which will force Trump to have to drop the tariffs down because as more business close up, nobody's buying the goods that you need, and you're not putting money back in the economy. But a lot of people don't have that mindset to shop conservatively and to be able to go without. So I don't see people just holding up, not shopping, you know, or stop spending money that they know they can afford to spend just to let the government know, hey, motherfuckers, you need to fix this and fix it now. We're getting tired. It's kind of like a boycott just with your fucking money. Okay. Now, let's talk about the NFL real quick. And I'm going to talk more about politics probably tomorrow. I'm gonna talk more about Dragon Ball them days get closer. So bear with me. I got plenty of videos. I still got to edit. I took 3 weeks off. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be around screens. I gotta get back to typing. I got 2 screens going on now. So I got a lot going. Excuse me, a lot going on. So I'm about, trying to get back to work. Of course, kids back in school. So I gotta get back to doing what I'm doing. So get back to doing that. But let's talk a little bit about the NFL really quick. And as I stated earlier, Falcons eliminating playoff contention, and Panthers. Listen, I said this in the offseason, and honestly, Atlanta gave y'all the division. Okay. The Bucks, we didn't want the Bucks to win. And it just so happened we were playing against our number one hated division opponent, the Saints. Bucks is a strong number 2. We actually respect the Panthers a lot more. So with that being said, the Panthers won a tiebreaker because they swept Atlanta. And since Atlanta was tied for contention, that's where the tiebreaker scenario had to come in and include Atlanta. Bucks got 2 victories over us. The Panthers got 2 over us, 3 over the Bucks. 1 over the Bucks, which is a total of 3. In a 3-way tie, they had 3 division wins, 2-1 loss to the Bucks. The Saints wasn't in contention. The Saints swept them, but they wasn't in contention. The Saints win matters to us, which put us in that 3-way tie. But since we wasn't in full contention with the Panthers, they swept us because of the 2 victories. The Bucks had 2-2. They lost to us twice. They whooped the Panthers and the Saints once each. And then the Falcons at that time was going in at 1-3 with at 2-3. My bad, with a win over the Saints and Bucks, but 2 losses against the Panthers and 1 against the Bucks. And then once we made that 3 tie, that 3-3, well, since we were out of contention with a 3-3 record, the Panthers still would have got it based on the sweep. So that's how they got in. And I don't expect the Panthers to get past the first round. I don't expect it at all. I expect the Rams to have a field day in North Carolina this weekend. I know the Panthers whooped them earlier this year, but I expect the Rams to do some shit. Now, if the Panthers get past the Rams and go 9-9, fuck it. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked with an 8-9-17. They'll go 9-9. They 17, 8-9, 18. They go 18. So I'll be shocked. I think the Panthers are going to be the first team in a while to go 8-10 in the playoffs and get kicked out of there. Falcons is trying to fill that void. John Harbaugh let go by the Ravens. Okay. Out of all the teams that are looking for head coaches right now and GMs and shit like that, Atlanta has the most seductive team. You look at Bijan Robinson, you look at Drake London, and I've seen these guys up close and personal. These are some mammoth young athletes, and they go out in the field and they deliver. We just didn't have a quarterback situation squared out until the second half of the season. But you look at Bijan, Drake, if Kyle Pitts stay, Algiers probably gone. Kyle Pitts is optional. He might stay depending on what's happening in the front office. Defense, James Pierce, Jalen Walker. I mean, come on, man. We had the franchise record of 57 sacks in the season, second best in the NFL this season. Regular season. Now, playoffs, some teams are going to surpass that, but playoffs is a totally different season. It's like the third and final arc. The regular season is a 2-half season. Playoffs the third and final arc. So you look at that, what Jeff Orbridge did with the defense, what Terry Fontenot did to strengthen the defense, and some pieces on the offense as well. You look at all of that, and this crap-ass division, okay, and Atlanta, in my opinion, is the team that any coach with a offensive mind and a defensive mind that has been proven, tried and true, will want. John Harbaugh was with the Ravens for 18 seasons. Okay, went to the Super Bowl, won one, beat his brother Jim. And then multiple 12 playoff appearances, 4 AFC championship games that he won one. Then that one he took him to the Super Bowl with Flacco. and Ray Lewis, them guys. So he knows how to win games. Problem is, what position is Matt Ryan going to take? The new position, of course, football operations or whatever the fuck he's going to be a president of football operations. Well, if Matt Ryan taking that position this week, what does that mean if John Harbaugh come here? Can they coexist with one another? Because Matt Ryan's the greatest quarterback the Falcons ever had, the greatest Falcon player on offense that has ever graced the building. Mike Vick is a strong second candidate. And then right now, Bijan's probably going to take that over time if he stays here for 5 or 10 more years. Bijan probably be the second greatest Falcon of all time, which will push Julio Jones down to number 4 because he's number 3 right now. So there are a lot of things that had to be sorted out in that front office. Who's going to be the new GM? So if I'm the Falcons, I'm pretty sure they done it. They probably already talked with the Harbaugh account. But this division is a winnable division. I mean, think about what happened in this division. We went the Bucks went 6-2, 6-3. We were 6-3 this time last year. Then we fell off the wagon too. Bucks did it. Hey, we might be getting Matt LaFleur back. Green Bay, Jamal, Green Bay is not too keen right now on Matt LaFleur. And Matt LaFleur was here during the year that the Falcons went to the Super Bowl. It was him, Mike McDaniel from down there in Florida right now as the head coach, Mike McDaniel. And then you had Kyle Shanahan, right? You had Raheem Morris on that squad with Dan Quinn. So Matt LaFleur could be another coach. If Green Bay doesn't beat who y'all got, the Bears. If Green Bay doesn't beat the Bears in Chicago this weekend and they lose in the wild card round, I expect Matt LaFleur days in Green Bay might be numbered. Now, if Green Bay get past the wild card round and get to the division round, depending on how that game is won or lost, that might save his job. But he's gonna have to get as close to the NFC Championship game, if not be in it, to save his fucking job, because the Packers are ready to make a move on too. Hey, the Packers have the team, the quarterback play with the Packers. Jordan Love, and if Christian Watson can stay healthy, there's a lot of issues, and they run game. Josh Jacobs kind of been injured this year, so they have the squad. It's just, can you put it together? But I'm gonna tell you what killed Green Bay this year. I'm gonna tell you what killed them this year. It's not Jordan Love getting hurt and then y'all backup coming in. What's the fuck is his name? He came in, Malik Willis here a few weeks ago, last couple games actually, and played great. The Packers don't have a defense that can stop a quarterback in the secondary. They have an okay pass rush, but that secondary, if you have a legit quarterback that can sit there and air that motherfucker out, just like Chicago and Caleb Williams them are probably going to do. Hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, I've been busy, but I am back. Football season for the Falcons is over with, so no more traveling to games and all that stuff. I am back, and I'm going to be pumping out content over the next few weeks because I have some open time now, so you can be seeing more of me on YouTube, especially when the Dragon Ball news come out and shit like that. And finally, my other channel's up. Not doing it right now, but it's up. A good friend of mine told me to get at least 10 fitness videos so I can upload one every week at least, or every 2 weeks. Upload one so I can stay ahead of making content versus trying to do 1,000 things and give people a lot of content across 2 different channels. So that's the only reason why. But I did go back to the gym today for the first time in 3 weeks. Feel good. I am back training. My garage is finally cleaned up, so it's gonna be a lot of how-to videos coming on the fitness channel and a lot of other stuff coming. So I'm getting back to work, man. It's just, you guys got to understand, I don't live in this world. And when you got 2 kids growing and a wife, and then they're growing, they need more attention. And my daughter want to play sports. My son's artistic, but he's trying to find his way. My weekends is centered around family a lot of times. So, and then my weekdays, I'm normally busy at the gym. So it's kind of one of those things where I have to balance my time. I'm not gonna put my family on the back burner, especially in this day and age, just so I can make some content. I don't believe in doing that, and so that's why you were seeing gaps in spaces and time. Holiday season, it's family time. Football season, it's Shavar time. Shavar be's on the field doing stuff, volunteer, flag crewing, and then I'm at the games. I traveled to some games, so and next year will be a repeat again, and I'm looking forward to getting back out there and doing stuff for the team, and repping at the stadium with the flag crew detail. So I'm always busy. Training, when training camp starts, I'm at training camp. When preseason starts, I'm at preseason games, and then when the season starts, I'm at the games. I'm a season ticket holder / volunteer worker, so I'm busy. I'm busy. I football season, just forget about Savar. Savar is probably gonna be at a football game somewhere, doing a lot of stuff. So, but Green Bay needs they need to get as deep into the playoffs as possible to keep Matt LaFleur. If not, Matt, make the phone call. Arthur Blank is trying to fill a void with some winning coaches. I told you guys Detroit wasn't going nowhere this year. Dan Campbell should have left the offensive coordinator position alone. I told y'all. You all say I was fucking stupid. I told you that the Lions were going to die on Pride Rock. The Vikings came back, found life the second half of the season, and got to 9-8 with a wounded J.J. McCarthy. And when I told y'all the Bears were going to win the North, remember this? Back in May, y'all said, the fuck, the Bears? When I told y'all the hibernating Bears was going to win the North, you all said, man, you smoking shit. When I said the Ravens, the only way the Ravens would make the playoff is Lamar Jackson. And y'all said, no, it's not going to be, no, we're going to make the playoffs. Lamar's all right. Lamar was hurt most of the season. They didn't let Derrick Henry run the ball like they needed to. They missed the playoffs. When I said the Steelers was going to win the AFC North with old man Rodgers, and I'm going to put my proof up. Don't worry. It's on Facebook. You guys said, bullshit. That's Ravens. When I told y'all the Bengals wasn't doing shit because they got a problem up there with Jamar Chase and shit, off-season restructuring contracts and shit, I was called a dummy. When I said the Browns are going to play spoiler to some teams, y'all laughed at me. Ask Pittsburgh how that turned out, but they still got in. And that's because that kicker missed that field goal, but they got in. Houston did not win the AFC South, but I wasn't wrong in my assessment. And I still believe Houston is going to be the last standing surviving team from that conference, that division, after Jacksonville get the living crap beat out of them. Who they got? The Patriots, the Broncos got the first round bye. Jacksonville's the second seed, I believe. Who's the seventh seed? Not the Steelers. Who's the seventh seed? Who's the fucking seventh? Houston's the fifth. I think the Chargers the sixth. What other team I'm missing? What other team am I missing? Let me get Patriots first. Patriots. Patriots are the second. Jacksonville's the third. No, Jacksonville's the third seed. Patriots are the second. Broncos the first. Broncos first round bye. Jacksonville playing the seventh. Jaguars are the third. They playing the sixth. God damn, let me look. Let me look at this. For the sixth seed, sixth seed be the Chargers. Let me see who Jacksonville playing this upcoming week. You guys can't see. Oh, they play the Bills. That's right. Yeah, the Bills. I'm in the Bills. Bills. Yeah, Bills are the sixth seed because they missed out. Yeah, they're the sixth seed. So Yeah, Patriots is the second. Jacksonville's the third. Bills are the sixth. And then the Steelers the fourth, and they host Houston, who's the fifth. Bills sixth, and then the seventh seed will be the Chargers. They're the seventh seed. They're the seventh seed, and the Chargers play the Patriots. So I see Buffalo. What's up, random? I see Buffalo. There's no. I told you, Cheese fans. Y'all say I was fucking crazy. But where Cheese at? Oh, Pat Mahomes get healthy. But where Cheese at? There's no fucking Pat Mahomes. There's no. What's the other guy name? Goddamn, from the Bengals. Joe Burrow. There's no Lamar Jackson. That was all the Bills kryptonites right there. All the Bills kryptonites right there. Bills gonna beat the Patriots ass in the playoffs. I'm not even Drake May and his fairy tale to come to an end. Awesome quarterback. Falcons should have won that game. Just y'all keep thinking Parker Romo for them kicks. You know, don't forget that, Patriots. Same with the Jets. Y'all think add new Jets. But the Patriots gonna have a problem. Especially with Stephon Diggs beating up hoes and shit. Yeah, I'm gonna talk more about Dragon Ball probably tomorrow in a separate stream. I talked a little about it today, but I'm gonna do another stream tomorrow, if not Friday. I'm gonna have some free days this week. I got about 10 minutes left on here. So I don't see the Patriots going to Super Bowl this year. I see the Texans being a sleeper. I see the Bills coming back from the dead because I didn't pick them. I picked them to make the playoffs. I didn't pick the Bills to go to Super Bowl this year. I picked the Broncos. I picked the Steelers. And I picked the Ravens. Just in case they would have made it as a sleeper team to go against, who was that? The Giants. Giants nor Cowboys made it. The Bears made it from my NFC picks. The Bears made it. That was my 3 NFC picks right there. The Bears, Cowboys, and Giants, because the Giants had Russell Wilson. The Cowboys had a squad, just no defense to keep the squad alive on the offense side. Well, to keep the squad alive on the defense side, making stops. But on the AFC side, I pretty much nailed it. I said Steelers, I said Broncos, and I picked the Ravens, but they didn't make it. I did see the Texans winning, but the Texans has the best defense in the league. So as much as if Aaron Rodgers, let me tell y'all something before I get up here. If Aaron Rodgers get past Houston, I will be worried, Bills. I will be worried because the Chargers gonna get carved alive by the Patriots. Okay, they gotta go play at Foxborough in the cold this weekend. Chargers gonna be just put out of misery. That's okay. Aaron Rodgers, you know where Aaron Rodgers is. Don't act like you don't know where Aaron Rodgers is. You know who he is. He one that brought y'all last Super Bowl. Yeah, well, we'll talk about it next live stream. So, Patriots are going to beat the Chargers, and then they're probably going to lose to the Bills. And if the Steelers get past Houston, and the Bills get past the Patriots, Houston got to go to Buffalo. Buffalo. Well, if they host a playoff game at home, they get to play at home. But no. Buffalo is a 6th seed. So unless all of the division winners lose, they got to travel. So Buffalo had to go to Houston. If they go to Houston for the AFC Championship game, and I'm from that area, I might just buy a ticket and fly to that goddamn game. I might still go to Carolina on Saturday just to piss them off. Wear Falcon shit, let you know y'all in there because of us. Never forget that, Carolina. Y'all needed us like the Bucks needed the Saints. Always remember that you didn't win the division. We gifted y'all because of the NFL stupid elimination shit. Just always remember that, all right, Carolina? Just remember that. If Houston gets to AFC Championship round, my money's on the Texans if they make it that far. And I'm not going to count them out. They got the second best defense in the NFL. First best defense, I think, in the NFL. So Houston, in my opinion, is a sleeper. But if the Steelers get past Houston, and then the Bills get past the Jaguars, and then the Steelers got to play host to the Bills or the Bills. And then who'll be the third? See, Jaguars being there. If Jaguars, no, Bills gonna be beating Jaguars. Chargers, if Chargers get past the Patriots, then it'll be Patriots, Bills. If the Steelers get past the Texans, then it'll be Steelers and who the Chargers playing? Yeah, Patriots gonna beat Chargers. It's one of those things. Houston play host to the Bills. Yeah, if Bills beat Houston and the Steelers, no, if Steelers beat Houston, then the Steelers is the fourth seed. The Steelers gonna host the second highest seed, which will be either the Bills or the Chargers. But if the Chargers lose to the Patriots, then the Bills will go up there if they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Bills will go up there. Then if Houston beat the Steelers, then Houston will play. They won't play host. They will have to travel. If Houston beat the Steelers, they will have to play the Broncos. That's what the Broncos. The Broncos. The Broncos. Yeah. Houston would play the Patriots while the Bills play the Broncos, or Houston's the fifth seed. So the Houston would play the Broncos. Forgot about the Broncos. That's what I'm like. It's a team missing Broncos. So and I don't see the Steelers beating Houston. So I see Houston beating the Steelers and then having to play the Broncos in Denver in the cold. If Houston get past the Broncos and the Bills get past the Patriots, because they're gonna beat Jacksonville. If they get past Trevor Lawrence and beat the Patriots, then you got a Texan Bills showdown, and my money at that time is on Houston because they have to host it because they'll be the fifth seed. Bills will be the sixth. They have to host it. Now, if Jacksonville beat the Bills and the Steelers get past Houston, then it'd be Steelers, Broncos, Jacksonville, Patriots. And let me tell you something. Jacksonville ain't gonna beat the Patriots. Sorry, they ain't gonna do it. The Steelers might get Sean Payton and the Broncos in the Mile High. On the NFC side, Seahawks, they ain't going to Super Bowl. I don't even know why y'all think the Seahawks going. Listen to me. Now, I'm going to get off here. I'll be back tomorrow, probably. Just got to do leg day in the gym. I'll be back tomorrow. Listen. The Seahawks has a problem. They don't really have a run game, and they only have one target. That's Jackson Smith and Njigba. If the Seahawks play, let's say, who's the seventh seed? Who's the dead last seed? Green Bay. Let's say Green Bay destroy the fucking who's that second seed? Who is that? Second seed. The Eagles? Let's say Green Bay get past the Eagles. I think it's the Eagles second seed. Don't quote me. I think they're the second seed. Bears second seed. Let's say Green Bay get past the Bears. Let's just say that happened. Let's say Green Bay go down the road to Chicago. They just gonna jump on Interstate fucking 43, go straight on down through Milwaukee, pick up 41 and take it down to Chicago. Let's say that happens. Let's just say that. They beat Chicago. Well, then Green Bay got to play the Seahawks. If Green Bay can beat Chicago, they'll beat the Seahawks. Okay? Now, let's say the Bears beat Green Bay. Okay? And then let's say the Rams beat the Panthers. And then let's say, which I expect this to happen too, the 49ers clip the crippled Eagles' wings. Well, the Seahawks got to play the Rams in that particular situation because San Fran is going to have a date with the Bears. Okay. My money's on the Rams to beat the Seahawks the second time around, but third time around. And if by some miracle, Seattle get past that, you got to worry about Chicago and that deep threat, and you got to worry about Chris McCaffrey and a more than healthier San Francisco 49ers line that y'all barely beat 2 weeks ago, but last week. Seattle's not winning the Super Bowl. My money, I can't believe I'm going to say this. My money is on the Bears or the Rams. Take it to the bank. Not Christian McCaffrey and the Niners. Not Sam Darnold and Mike McDaniel and the fucking goddamn Seattle Seahawks. Now, with that being said, guys, I got to go. I will be back tomorrow. We're going to probably discuss more anime tomorrow. Probably be an hour stream. I got some time tomorrow. And then Friday, we'll tie it all in. Probably talk about some WWE as well on Friday. Probably some reactions. So I'm giving y'all a couple of days worth of streams. And then I'll be doing it again next week. I have some time next week. So give y'all some streams. Give y'all some love. I'm still alive, motherfuckers. I ain't dead yet. So hope y'all are having a happy new year. And once again, to you Dragon Ball skeptics out there, the rumor mill is hot. And I'm going to go more in detail tomorrow. The rumor mill is hot. Don't believe all the rumors. Some news is coming. It might not be the news you want to hear. It might be a lot more conservative than what you think. I don't expect a lot of big gang busting news. Maybe one or two things going to come out and go, oh, wow. But I believe the 40th anniversary box set of Dragon Ball and the Dragon Ball franchise is coming too. I kind of heard that rumbling too. Z's 86, I believe. So I heard rumblings of that shit. So I'm just saying, don't quote me on that. But anyway, you guys have a safe day, and I'll be back tomorrow, probably around the same time, and not a little sooner. Try to get on at 12 o'clock tomorrow. So you guys take care until then. It's been your boy Matner. I'm out, everyone. Peace.